joined today by Alex Passmore, Managing Director of Rocks Resources. Alex, thanks for your time.
Pleasure, David. Thank you.
You and me, great name, but an exciting project. What's so compelling about this project?
It is an exciting project. So it's high grade and it's in a safe jurisdiction, being Western Australia. It sits in its own greenstone belt called the You and Me Greenstone Belt. It's around 400 kilometres from Perth. So easy to get to. It has good potential for development. We're studying the development scenarios and looking at different production and costings at the moment.
And you've been very, very busy on the ground with that exploration work done last year feeding into a significant resource upgrade this year.
That's right. So in the middle of this year, we announced a 1.7 million ounce resource at just under 3 grams, and that's made up of an underground component of about half that, about 870,000 ounces at 8 grams, and an open pit component of about 800,000 ounces at around 2 grams. Now that was an increase of around 39% from the previous resource of 1.2 million ounces. Now all the drilling that went into that resource was done in 2020. And in 2021, we've been very busy. We've had 2 or 3 times the amount of activity on the ground, and all of that work is yet to be put into a new resource upgrade, which we're expecting in the first quarter of 2022. So in around 6 months' time.
Can't put a number on it, but you must be excited about the growth potential.
Well, we are. So three times the amount of activity gives you some indication as to how confident we are. And we see strong resource growth continuing, and resource growth is really the driver of valuation in the exploration industry. And that's what you've got to look at in terms of what value have you got in the ground, and what are you going to take into a production scenario.
So talking about valuation, how does your valuation on a per ounce basis compare to your peers?
Yeah, sure. So we're trading around $40 per ounce in the ground. And our peers are trading on around $109 per ounce in the ground, and that's comparing like for like. That's comparing with companies that are in the similar stage of development to us, have resources in Western Australia, have open pit and underground combinations. So very, very relevant comparison, and we think that the $40 number is way too low and presents a compelling entry price into rocks. So
compelling, you attracted some big name backers.
That's right. So Hawke's Point joined our register in March this year with an $11 million investment. They don't invest lightly. It's like going through a project financing program to get them to come on board. They're very technical. They have very deep pockets, and so they recognise that You and Me is a strong contender for getting into production in the next 18 to 24 months. Has high grades, has low capital requirements relative to the sector, and they could see all of that. So they're offering very strong support.
And in terms of development of You and Me, what's the program, and what are the steps you need to go through?
Sure. So we're studying all of that now with internally in terms of metallurgy, dewatering, geotechnical issues, if there are any, mining schedules. And it's coming together very nicely, and we'll have more to say on that next year. However, conceptually, what we're looking at the moment is around an 80,000 ounces producer, and initially from underground, and then open pit, small open pit, then underground, and then there's a large open pit project that sits behind that that we'll look at in future years. So the underground grade of 8 grams per tonne, is very high grade relative to the sector, and that means that we'll have a high margin underground mine.
You're not just stopping with the development of You and Me, you've got a significant exploration footprint.
We do. So we have 80 kilometres of strike of the You and Me Greenstone Belt, which is about 150 kilometres long. The key mines and deposits that are in that belt are the Penny Gold Project, which is owned by Ramelius, which is being developed now, You and Me itself, and then the sandstone operations as the You and Me belt sort of swings up towards sandstone. So we're a very big landholder, and we are starting to explore regionally. We've just finished a 22,000 metre, 450 hole air core program, and the results from that are just starting to come in now, and then we'll be doing follow-up drilling on all of those targets. So there's really good regional potential, to feed into a You and Me central processing facility.
well funded, your eye clearly on the prize, but with a significant opportunity beyond you and me. Exciting times to be a Rock shareholder. Alex, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David. Cheers.